London. Squanto wanted to go back to his village before the ship sailed. He wanted to tell his people that he was going to the land of the white men. But the ship was a long way away from the village. There was no time for him to go home. "Talk to the Indians on this shore," said Charles Robbins. "Tell them you are going to England. They will talk about it, and the word will get to your people." Squanto nodded. It was a good plan. That day he talked to the Indians on the shore. He told them he was going to the land of the white men and would come back soon. The next day the ship sailed. At first Squanto was happy, but as the days went by he grew tired of the ocean. He grew tired of eating saltfish and biscuits and beans. He wanted to see land again. Charles Robbins told him stories to help pass the time. He told him of kings and queens. He told him of the big city of London. The stories were hard for Squanto to understand. There were so many words in them that he did not know. Sometimes he was cross because he could not understand. Sometimes he was sad because there was so much he did not know. Day after day went by. One morning a shout went up. "Land!" Squanto and Charles ran up on deck. "Look, Squanto," Charles pointed. Far away there was a small dark spot. It was like a little cloud between the ocean and the sky. "It's land! Can you see it?" "Yes, yes," said the Indian boy. "I see it." And he was happy again. It was a rainy day in autumn when the ship came in sight of London. Squanto stood on deck with Charles as they sailed up the river. "Look at all the ships," said Charles. "They come here from all over the world." Squanto was not looking at the ships. He was looking at the city. There were so many houses so close together, and such big houses. There were chimneys everywhere with black smoke pouring out of them. The ship passed a great tower rising above high walls. "This is the Tower of London," said Charles. "Long ago the kings of England lived here." "Oh, see!" cried Squanto. "The deer!" "Deer? Where?" asked Charles. "Oh, they are not deer. They are horses. They are pulling a carriage. And look! There is a man riding a horse." Squanto's eyes were wide. He tried to see everything at once. He began to feel afraid. In such a place with all its streets and houses, how could he ever learn to find his way? He kept close to Charles. He was close to him when they left the ship and set foot in the city of London. He felt strange. The houses and streets seemed to be moving. He took a few steps and fell down. Charles helped him up. "Don't be afraid," he said. "We are used to walking on the ship. Now it's hard for us to walk on land. We'll have to get used to it all over again, but it won't take long." People crowded around them. Someone said, "These men just came from the New World." "Did you find gold in America?" asked an old man. People looked at Squanto. "A savage!" they cried. "An Indian from America!" They crowded closer. Charles held up his fist. "Out of my way!" He pushed Squanto through the crowd. He pushed him into a carriage and jumped in after him. He shut the carriage door. The carriage began to move. 2 horses were pulling it down the street. A man sat on a seat outside and drove the horses. Squanto tried to look out the window. He could not see much. Rain was running down the glass. "We are going to my mother's house," said Charles. "Squanto, do you remember how I taught you to bow?" Squanto nodded. "When you meet my mother, bow to her and say, 'Good day, ma'am.' Can you remember?" Again Squanto nodded. The carriage stopped before a wooden house with a roof that went up to a point. Charles and Squanto got out and went to the door. Charles knocked. A woman opened the door. She was little and old. Her cheeks were pink and her nose turned up. "Charles," she cried, "it's you! It's really you!" Charles went inside. Squanto went in after him. The woman cried out, "Mercy on us, a savage!" "Mother, this is Squanto from the New World," said Charles. Squanto bowed low. "Good day, ma'am," he said. Mistress Robin's mouth fell open. "Well, good day to you!" She said to Charles, "He doesn't sound like a wild man. He doesn't look like one either." "Don't be afraid of Squanto," said Charles. "He is my friend. Be kind to him, and he will be your friend too. And now, may we have some food? I am starving. Squanto must be starving too." Mistress Robins looked at Squanto. "Does he eat the same things we do?" Charles laughed. "Try him and see." They sat down at a table. They had mutton and bread and plum jam to eat and tea to drink. Squanto ate everything on his plate. He could have eaten more, but there was no food left. Charles told his mother about the New World. While he talked, the room grew dark. The hot tea and the heat of the room made Squanto sleepy. His head began to nod. "Come," said Charles, "I'll take you to bed." He took a lighted candle and led Squanto upstairs and into a large room. There was a fireplace in the room. Charles lit the fire. He opened a chest and took out something that looked like a long white sack. There were buttons down the front. "Here is one of my old nightshirts," he said. "You can wear it to bed." He helped Squanto into the nightshirt. He turned the covers down, and Squanto got into bed. "Go to sleep," said Charles, and he took the candle away. Squanto curled up in bed. He turned from one side to the other. The pillow under his head was too soft. He pushed it off the bed. Still he could not sleep. The whole bed was too soft. He kicked the covers off. He got up and lay down on the floor, close to the fireplace. In a little while he was asleep.